and relevant stories that impact.
All right. So I was just having a quick thought, or my thought process took me somewhere, and I decided that I'm going to make a recording so that I can address it because it may be something that needs to be addressed, right? In this life, there are people who think and feel like life owes us something. And the truth is, life doesn't owe us. Or feel like life owes us because we are alive. And since we are living, we are owed something because why then am I alive? And I think too, one of the things that could be looked at is, are you in purpose? Are you understanding that you are here for a purpose? And if you're not operating in that purpose, you may be feeling useless. You may be feeling like everything is working against you. But the truth of the matter is that all things are working together for your good. But what is your perspective and what's your perception on life? How are you handling the challenges? How are you preparing for possible challenges? Sometimes we find that we don't have an appreciation for the things that we have until we lose them. Sometimes we don't have an appreciation for the things that we possess, the abilities, until we lack the ability to. Oftentimes, we'll find us going about our daily lives, doing the different things that we know we ought to do, that we have an obligation to fulfill. But when it comes on to our abilities, or our natural abilities, we don't think twice. The possibility of not being able to walk. No, we're not entertaining negative thoughts. But have you thought about, all right, if God forbid such a thing should happen, am I at the place in the frame of mind to handle whatever life throws at me? Am I postured and positioned to handle every little thing and any little thing that life throws at me? You might be prepared for if you lose your job, but have you prepared yourself for if such a thing should happen to me? God forbid it. But if it does happen, how will I handle it? Does it mean that I want to quit life or it's time to go because things are not going the way that I want it to go? Because I lose my ability to do this talking, lose my ability to see, lose my ability to use my hands? The truth is, I was just there in the kitchen. And there was a receipt on the ground, and I used my toes to pick it up. And I thought about it. I say, I've never thought that. And that is not having the ability to use my hands to do what hands do, or a hand should do. But have you been tapping into the different abilities that you have? Not with just the thought that I could lose this ability. Because if I'm going to think about I could lose this ability, my thought process is I need to give thanks for what I have right now, because then you don't know how bad it gets until you don't have your usual abilities, what comes naturally, what's available to you on a daily basis, what's available to you when you're up on the mountain, and then it's no longer available when you're in the valley moments. Do you have a posture of thanksgiving? What's your perspective on life when it comes on to these things? What's your perspective? So how your perspective is going to determine how you handle these different situations and scenarios should it happen to you. So my question to you, just off the whim, or just off that one experience of me, just simply taking up that receipt with my toes. How do you look on things? Are you only prepared financially or thinking to prepare financially for when your finances might blow out or some kind of disaster strike? What about the natural ability to hear? Do you give thanks for your ability to hear? Or because it's a natural part of your being, you take it for granted? Listen, I come here. It was just resting on me, and I decided, all right, let me just pop on and do this recording. How are you perceiving life? How are you preparing for the different things and the possibilities of? Learn to give thanks for the things that you have the ability to do right now. Give thanks even for the things that you don't have and you're unable to do right now. Tables turn, opportunities come. There's a turnaround that we may experience, but depending on our posture, our ability, our posture, it's going to determine how we get through the rough seasons. Because you can't live on the mountain forever, and there's no way God is going to allow you to stay in the valley forever, for as long as you live. But what is your posture? Because we are in partnership with God. We're not walking this walk alone. As a believer, I'm going to come and I'm going to present to you cases like these. How are you viewing your life? What's your perception? God forbid that you should live in and suffer through your time of living here on earth. But what is your posture and your perception, your perspective on life? Do you only give thanks when things are good? Have you learned how to give thanks when things are not going well, when you're in the slum, when you're in the depths of some dark valleys, when you're in the lows of the low, when things are not going well? And I posit to you that even the things that aren't going well are working together for your good. And so I just want to encourage you. I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you. Whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are right, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and be any praise, think on these things. And I believe that comes from Philippians 4, verse 8. Whatsoever things are, think about the things that are good and right and honest and just. Let the mind of Christ be in you. It doesn't take away from the fact that you feel and you experience. It's human. We are in the flesh, so we are gonna feel the sting of the flesh. However, let us not forget who we are and to whom we belong. Think on these things. Have a great day.